All right. Here we go. Back again on the other side of the coin. What a day, ladies and gentlemen. It's Champions League round of 16 draw day. It is happening live at the moment. I've just got it on and seems like they have started. Nothing has been drawn as yet. But before we get to all of that, I've got the lovely Jay here. I've got Mark. Jam, he's just caught up in work. He will come sometime during this whole stream. So we'll wait for that. But first of all, Jay, how you doing, my man? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm good. Excited. I think I'm pretty confident whoever we draw, to be fair. So yeah, be all right, man. How are you?
Yeah, good, man. I'm excited. Mark, how you doing, my man?
Good. Excited and a bit nervous, to be honest. But can't wait to see who we're playing against.
Nice. Look, nothing has been drawn as yet. While they're still talking ahead, let's just look at some of the teams that we could possibly meet. I'll go to Jay first. So, Jay, what I want to get from this list from you, because obviously I'm just looking at the video, seeing when the draw starts. I just want to get who would your, firstly, and then we'll come back to the second one, your nightmare draw would be. So the list is, the ones that we could possibly get, is Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, RB Leipzig, Atalanta, Borussia Gladbach, Mochengladbach, Porto, Lazio. Who's your nightmare draw for us out of that list?
Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, it's not. I think Atalanta as well would cause us a load of problems, but it's just something. I love Diego Simeone, and I really like Atletico Madrid, and I just think that he knows how to win one-off games much better than we do. So yeah, I would not be too keen about playing, but I think we can beat them. I think all those teams we have the best squad out of all those teams.
Yeah.
But Atletico Madrid there's an essence about them that you can't really put your finger on, and how well they're doing domestically. I know they lost to Real Madrid, but they're still top of the league. I'm fairly sure, or close to it. So that'll probably be the closest game. But Atalanta,
I think they are on top of the league.
I know Sociedad is doing really well, but yeah, they're the two I think I would like least to play. Leipzig, I can take Leipzig more so than Atalanta. I think.
For me as well, man, Atletico Madrid is probably going to be the most nightmare draw. They're good over two legs, man. They did what they did to Liverpool as well last season. They know exactly how to play this, so it's a scary one for me as well. Mark, for you, man, who's your nightmare draw?
Yeah, absolutely Atletico Madrid. I think they're one of the toughest teams to beat in Europe. And yeah, I would try to avoid them if possible. And I would say Atletico Madrid, and then Leipzig. It's my other team to avoid. Although I do agree with Jay here. Atalanta have got a really, really good team.
Yeah, no, I think I had it similar to both of you guys with Atletico Madrid number one. Probably I had, after that I had either Leipzig or Atalanta, but probably Atalanta. I think you guys are right. Atalanta, yeah, they're doing some great stuff over there. Now let's go to Jay, your dream draw. Who would you like to face next up out of that bunch? Can I go first, Bart? Can I say my one?
Mate, it's your channel. Go for it.
My dream draw, honestly, would be Lazio. If we get Lazio, I think we're going to pump Lazio, man. That would be a good one for me. Jay disagrees. Jay, who's your dream draw?
Porto.
Yeah, Porto's good, but...
Yeah, Porto are right, but let's not forget, like, their best defender this season is on loan from us. So that would be helpful. I don't know if he'd be allowed to play or not. I'm not too sure on the rules. I think Lazio... every other team has one or two players that stand out, whereas I personally think Porto are the weakest team. Like, even if we play Lazio, they're not the best side, but Joao Immobile knows how to score. And that's something I really can't be bothered with.
Yeah.
And like we were talking about previously, RB Leipzig and Atletico are the two best coached teams. And then I'd say maybe Mochengladbach and Atalanta come close to that. But yeah, I think Porto would be the one I'll take.
Marcus, who's your man? Who's your dream draw?
So I think we're disagreeing here, guys, because I think my dream draw would be Borussia, to be honest.
Gladbach.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think Lazio's dangerous. Ciro Immobile is well dangerous. And the thing with what was the other team that we mentioned just now?
There's Porto, there's Atalanta,
Porto.
Atletico.
That was the one.
Barcelona.
I think Porto are being underrated here. I think they've got a really good team, and they've done really well in their group stage. So Porto's not one that I'm dreaming of pairing. I mean, we are well better than them, but you know, in European nights, you never know what's going to happen, right? And
exactly.
I'm just not up for it.
So who's your dream draw, by the way?
Borussia
Mochengladbach.
So brave. That's
Marcus Thuram, bro. Marcus Thuram.
I know.
By the way, Claudio Ranieri is here. Looks like he's going to kick things off. But carry on, boys. What were you saying, Mark?
I think it's worth also just mentioning for the people. Sorry to bring it down a bit, but I just found out about Gerard Houllier as well. So I think maybe we should just be like, rest in peace and all that, because he's actually a top guy in the world of football. But I think the reason why I said what I said is because Atalanta, RB Leipzig and Atletico Madrid are so well coached, and Mochengladbach are as well. Marco Rose is such a good coach, whereas I don't think Inzaghi's the strongest of coaches with Lazio. And you know, for my sins, I actually don't know who the Porto manager is. So
you could be right there.
I would, and I just feel like with this whole competition is going to be based off of firepower, because you know, everyone's sort of got weakened sides. No one's had full pre-seasons. So it's just going to be who can score the most, really. Besides Atletico, who always play a defensive game, and I think that sort of grouping of attacking talent that they've got at Gladbach, and they've also got quality attackers at Lazio, and we all know what RB Leipzig can do, and we know how good Suarez and João Felix have been. That's why I'm sort of wary of them. Whereas with Porto, I think I'd feel a bit more comfortable. That's no disrespect to them, because they've made it through, which is a massive achievement for every club. But I don't know. The others concern me. And then with Barcelona, I mean, it would be fun, but
I was going to go there now.
You don't know if Messi's just going to do what Messi does, and there's literally nothing you can do.
You know what? I'm not sure if Messi's interested lately, man. And
but
I know
he's
we
interested in the Champions League, though. He's not interested domestically, but he cares about the Champions League. That's my concern with them, anyway.
Mark, you were going to say something.
Yeah, as a personal note, like you guys know, I live in Spain right now. I'm living actually in Barcelona, and for the ones that don't know, I'm half Spanish and half English. So I've been here during a lot of time of my life, and nearly all my mates are Barcelona fans. And as a personal thing, I would also love to draw Barcelona and get in the back of them. Because...
By the way, what's the local news over there? Who are they sort of fancying to face? Because I heard that Barcelona wants to face Chelsea. They think Chelsea is the easiest one for them.
I'm not sure, because over here, like at least all my mates want to avoid Chelsea and Bayern de Munich. Those are the ones that they want to avoid, and Liverpool. But to be honest, there's quite of a banter going on over here, because Barcelona seem like the weakest team right now after what we've seen in the group stages. And they're just like, they don't even want the draw, like to draw with anyone. So
like, stop the count now, stop it.
Exactly. So they fear Bayern de Munich a lot because of the result they got, the 8-2 result they got last season, which that hurt them a lot. So really, who do they want? I'm not that sure, to be honest.
They've been getting thumped as well, not just last season against Bayern Munich, before that Liverpool, before that Roma. So it's interesting. I think the dark horse out of the list that we have, I feel obviously the clear-cut favorite is Atletico Madrid, which we all sort of agree that we want to escape. But I have to agree with you guys, Atalanta. If we draw Atalanta, I don't think that's going to be an easy game at all. Yes, they lost 5-0 against Liverpool in the group stage, but they also beat them 2-0. So beating 2-0 Liverpool, that's not an easy feat. Looks like there's still...
The thing is though, like I've said it quite a few times now, like I'm a massive Lampard fan, but there are fair concerns to have about him in the sense that he's not an elite manager, and that's something we're obviously fine with because the people who want him to be at the club are willing to give him time.
Yeah.
But he really struggles against elite managers usually. Saw what happened against Ancelotti. Even we beat Spurs twice last season, but obviously Mourinho's in better form now. We struggle against Liverpool generally. We struggle against City consistently. So I kind of want to avoid the stronger coaches because I know that Nagelsmann's so intelligent and Diego Simeone doesn't lose matches very often. And Atletico have conceded 2 or 3 goals until yesterday this season.
Yeah.
So I mean, what do you want? I mean, whereas I think I could take a team with a slightly less elite coach like Inzaghi. I think that would be maybe, and that's no disservice to him. He's just not one of the world best, like one of the elite coaches, and that to me would maybe work a bit better.
And this is why that's a dream draw for me, Lazio. Honestly, if Lazio happens, I would love that every day of the week. These guys are still talking away. It looks like
I'll tell you what, I've got a question if you want to discuss it, because these guys chat so much. It's a bit different, but whilst we're here, like if you could sign one player from that's still in the Champions League. If you could sign one player that's going to be playing in the Champions League knockout stages, that obviously not Ronaldo or Messi, who would you sign?
Okay, so from any club?
Yeah, any of the top clubs. You just can take one of their players. Who are you going to take?
And it doesn't have to be from the list that we.
No, it can be any of them.
Anyone. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's tough, isn't it? Because I don't know whether to go what's best for the team or who I like the most. Because I like João Felix the most, but I don't know if it's best for Chelsea because of what we have.
Yeah. That's a very good way to put it, Jay. I would probably go in that manner in the sense that the most important probably position that right now, wingers, but look, at the end of the day, once they're all fit, we've got wingers. I would say Kante. We don't have really a Kante replacement. So for me, perhaps Camavinga. I don't know. I know it's been a bit shown up by Mason Mount, but let's face it, man. I mean, Camavinga for me, I saw him play for France not that long ago. He looked really, really special. But yeah, man, Mark, what's your thoughts? Jay has put up a really good question on that one.
That's a tough one. That's a really tough one.
I would also go defensive midfielder, to be fair.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
I really like Zakaria from Mochengladbach.
Dennis Zakaria. Yeah.
He's a beast of a player. Like anyone that's sort of a bit of a destroyer in midfield. Atletico usually have a few of them as well.
Yeah,
so I think that would be quite smart. And then maybe one of the Bayern midfielders, Goretzka, would do a decent job probably. Or Kimmich. I'll take Kimmich. Kimmich's my favourite player.
Sorry to cut you guys.
Yeah, go on, Mark.
Oh, there you go. It has started. Well done.
Oh, yeah, it has started, yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's good, man. That's good.
So it's
Borussia Mönchengladbach. Oh, all right. So this could be paired up with one of our ones.
Yeah.
Well, with Chelsea. Okay, let's see what happens. So first up is Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Is that the guys having problems?
So the red would mean they can't face them, right? The red ones would mean they can't face them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Chelsea, Juventus. Here we go. Oh man, I'm scared.
Nah, it won't be us. There's no way it'll be us. It'll be, I don't know,
Manchester City, guys.
I wonder who gets the stream first. I think you boys are probably going faster than mine.
Man City, yeah. If he could open the ball.
Here we go. Manchester City, Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Man City.
I think my stream's going like 40 seconds faster. So if you want, I'll wait for you guys, and then we can comment about it if you want.
Yeah, that'd be cool. How many 40 seconds quicker you going?
I think like 40 seconds more or less.
So I think you and I made one. Yeah.
Lazio versus
See, it comes. I get the tweet notification, so I know who's coming.
I'm watching it now.
Who was it who wanted Lazio out of you? It was you, Miz, wasn't it? That wanted Lazio?
Yeah, I wanted Lazio.
I feel like we may not get Lazio.
Just
Because you know.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like we may not get Lazio.
We're going to get
from my
Atletico
misery.
Madrid or Barca. We're going to get
Kill me
Atletico.
from my misery. Who's Lazio getting?
I've just
I'm
seen
watching
it,
it
and
now.
I feel like a little kid with like trying to hold a secret, you know.
Here we go. Lazio
Fine.
versus Bayern Munich. Finish. Lazio are over.
Yeah, that's
On to
it.
the next one, mate.
All right. Okay, here we go.
Check this out.
Is it going to be us?
So far, boys, it seems like it's straightforward for both of us. Man City. I feel like Man City should go through, and Bayern Munich over here.
Oh, I knew
there's
it.
Atletico Madrid. Oh, don't tell me. You've already seen it.
No,
No.
I'm about to.
No, please, no. Not Atletico Madrid versus us.
Okay, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, just tell me, man. It's Chelsea, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, why? Why are we so unlucky? The nightmare draw.
Do you know
Oh
what?
my-
I'm going to say this now, yeah? I'm already seeing people in group chats complaining. To win the Champions League, you've got to beat the best teams. I just don't really care. Like, we won it in 2012, beating all the best teams. We'll try the same this year. Be fine.
Oh, man. I mean,
It
Jay,
was-
I wish it wasn't Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, but I still think it's possible. Because, you know, if they don't like having the ball and we do. Whereas I think we struggle a bit more against teams that like press onto us.
Leipzig. We'll get to talking about all of this once after the draw is done.
Yeah, that's cool.
Who's Leipzig got, boys? You guys are streaming in front of me.
Should I say?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, say it, man.
It's Liverpool.
Ooh,
That's a good one.
interesting. That is interesting.
Fuck, man. I would have rather got Barcelona than Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, exactly. See, I'd rather have Barcelona now.
Porto's coming out now.
Okay.
And
So
I have
okay. Porto.
might be
All right.
Barcelona, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, Miz Jam's in the waiting room, by the way.
Oh shit. Hey Jam, how are you, my man? Welcome to the phone,
all
bro.
good. Great
By the
time
way,
today.
Chelsea drew at Atletico Madrid.
I just saw that.
FC Porto. Who's FC Porto got? Mark?
I'm
it's-
waiting for it. Unless I've missed it. No, I don't think so. They've got Juventus.
Yeah.
yeah.
That'd be a tasty one as well, actually. Porto Juventus.
I tell you what, though, with the teams left, there's going to be some. I hope Dortmund get Real Madrid. That would be such a good game.
Oh,
Yeah,
that'd be good, yeah.
That'd be a
really good.
blockbuster.
How you doing,
Yeah.
Jam? You all right?
Yeah, all good. Thanks, Mark. How you doing, mate?
All good, mate. Freezing cold, but
Been a little while. Yeah, where are you? You outside?
yeah, I'm outside because my girl's working inside, so
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
I can't do much about it.
Keep the noise down and all that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that Atletico Madrid and Chelsea is so far the toughest match out of all of them.
Absolutely.
I think Leipzig Liverpool is not good, not easy as well. But yeah, I think Atletico. Barcelona. I really
Who's
hope
left?
they get.
This is going to be a good one, guys.
Barca have got
PSG?
Dortmund or PSG, right?
Yeah.
It has to be. Oh yeah, Dortmund or PSG.
You watch it be PSG.
Nah, it's not.
You watch it be PSG. No,
if it's
not.
Dortmund, I feel
Barcelona.
like Barcelona's got a chance. If it's PSG, then they're done.
Oh,
Nah,
yeah.
Barcelona
I
are
think
going
I
to
saw
get wrecked.
Dortmund.
Barcelona will get wrecked
Yeah.
by Dortmund.
PSG,
PSG.
Barcelona versus PSG.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to get
So
back.
that means Real Madrid. Is it Real Madrid Dortmund then?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Real Madrid Dortmund.
It is.
Oh, no, it isn't. It
Is
won't
it?
be.
I know it's
Oh, no.
Sevilla.
Oh,
remember,
Real
there's
Madrid.
remember, there's Atalanta, Sevilla.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. We've forgotten.
But really interesting, actually. So really interesting though, because his Neymar got a broken ankle now.
Yeah.
Oh, is it broken or like so he's
It,
gone?
it,
gone for
it
the
was
season?
like this. It was literally
Yeah.
like this.
I saw the
Oh,
bit.
So that's a massive bonus for Barcelona in a way.
yeah,
It is.
that is. Oh,
I
Sevilla
still
versus
think
Dortmund.
it can happen, though.
Sevilla versus Dortmund. Oh man, that's actually a pretty fun game. But I think Dortmund are going to batter them.
Ooh, that's going to be.
No, their form's been rubbish. They lost
Yeah, I
5-1
know,
to Stuttgart, didn't they?
Have a look at the next one, guys. That's going to be good. As
Atlanta
well.
versus Real Madrid has to be.
Look at this. That's going to be
chaos.
That will be a top game actually. Atlanta
It
versus
is, yeah.
Real Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I wish people stop whinging about the Chelsea result in the group chat.
Yeah, it is what
man.
it is. 2 days on now, isn't it? Come on.
Here we go. RJ, Chelsea versus Atletico. Bring it on, boys. Let's talk about this. The draw is done. Oh my days.
Yeah.
All of our dreams have come true. Atletico Madrid, every one of us expected this. All of us said that this was going to be our nightmare draw. It has happened. I want to go to the newbie, Jam, because he's coming late here. Hope everything's all right with work and whatnot. But let's talk about this, my man. We've drawn Atletico Madrid. João Felix is, in the form of his life. He's coming out. He didn't have the best of first season, but now he's the man, it seems like, for Atletico Madrid. Yanni Carrasco is playing really some top stuff over there as well. Jay was just mentioning to me that they've only conceded about 2 or 3 goals this season, all up, or something like that, something ridiculous. And I'm pretty sure the last I checked, they were on top of La Liga. These guys knocked out Liverpool last season, right? They knocked out Liverpool last season. These guys know exactly how to play cup competition. They love the Champions League, man. In the last few years, I'd say about 5 years, they've been in and around, either making it to the finals or, just missing out on the finals. Man, how do you feel about this match, Jam? Tell me right now.
Do you know what? When I saw the draw come out, I kind of had my hands on my head like this. At the end of the day, they've got their hands on their head. I mean, fear us as well. Do you know what I mean? We're a good team. Look, Atleti, man, perfect intro from you. They're robust. They're tactically proficient. They're great. They're a great team. And it's going to be so tough to beat them. We're going to have to be at our best. But we need these games to progress as well, don't we? We need to evolve ourselves. We've got youngsters, if you like, or some less experienced players that need these games to get that experience and, become the world's best players. So bring it on, man. We're probably going to have to face them at some point. I am a little bit worried, I must admit. Hopefully we're over our horrendous run of injuries that we've got going on right now. I mean, this is in February, isn't it? So we should have everyone back, hopefully. I think we can do them. It's going to be close. And, Lampard's going to have to match up to Simeone, I think. Whilst I'd like for us just to play as we play, I think maybe he's going to have to be a bit smart on this one and think of it over 2 legs as it is, rather than just take a game at a time, if that makes sense. We may have to get a draw there, a score draw or something, if we're lucky, and bring him back home and see what we can do there.
Nah, fair enough, man. Jay, I don't want to talk too much about the Stamford Bridge leg whenever that happens. I really want to focus on the leg that's going to happen over there. How difficult of a match this is going to be. I know we've beaten them before in group stage, not that recent, not that long ago. But this is going to be a different ballgame, right? Frank with the new team, they're gelling. We look really fantastic with the ball. We've got some firepower. But this Atletico Madrid team, they're for real this season. They look very, very strong. How do you think we're going to cope when we go over there?
Yeah, I think it'll be tough, but go on, Jam.
Okay.
No, it's you. Obviously, Jam. You go.
That's about me.
Yeah.
I think it'll be interesting. I think it's going to be all one-on-one battles, really. I hope it is anyway. I hope it's isolated. Whereas I think Atletico will plan on staying compact and moving as part of a unit. Whereas I think one-on-one we're probably much better. If we have a full squad, Trippier's actually been outstanding this season, but I think Pulisic takes him. I think the centre-backs will have a lot to deal with if Timo Werner's up front on his own. João Felix, I mean, personally, if I was Lampard, I'd just tell Kante to be on João Felix all game. And I think that's probably what will happen because he's one of the top 5 under-21 players in world football. Suarez, he's been really good this season, but he scored 4 goals in 1 game. So that kind of inflates his stats a bit.
It's still Luis Suarez.
100%. And what I like is, unlike the game last season where when we had to play Bayern Munich and we just got battered straight away, this is like a really good fight. If we win, what it does for the young players in the side is massive. And I think it's a challenge that the boys are going to be excited about, taking on.
Absolutely, Jay, man. I reckon if we go past this, we are going to have such a buzz because, let's face it, Atletico Madrid's probably one of the favorites to win the whole thing. They're strong enough. Like they would be contenders, right? And you look at some of the teams this season, probably Bayern Munich is the out and out, straight up on top. Real Madrid, Barcelona, all of these teams don't look as strong anymore. Atletico Madrid definitely has a chance. If we can take them, Mark, onto you, my man. I mean, Jam kind of talked about what Frank has to do, and Jay kind of said when it comes to elite managers, excuse me, Frank overall has struggled. Yes, he's won here and there as well, but overall he has struggled to deal with the top class managers. And Diego Simeone, in my opinion, is definitely one of the top class managers. He doesn't get to be Atletico Madrid manager for that long of a time. And I think he's the most expensive manager as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong here, but I read somewhere
he earns the most.
He's the most expensive manager in the world. So, Mark, what's your opinion, man? How big of a task is this for us?
So I absolutely agree with Jay and Jam. The thing is that I think we do have our chances, especially if injuries don't punish us. So the good thing about Atletico is that I just saw it last night on TV, but looks like João Felix and a few other players have had a bit of a breakdown with Simeone because something that has happened in yesterday's game. So let's see how that goes. But especially, sorry about that dog barking.
No, that's fine. Probably excited about the players as well, Chelsea, Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, so I think it depends on, one, what players do we have available? If as I said, if injuries don't punish us, I do think we have a chance. And the good thing about Atletico as well is that they haven't got a big squad. Like, they normally stick to 12, 13 players during all season, which I think we have a lot more of depth, and that can play in our advantage, to be honest.
No, absolutely. Jam, man. Before we sort of wrap up the whole Atletico Madrid-Chelsea side, because I do want to touch on all the other, legs as well, just to get our thoughts around that. There's some tasty matches there. But, man, we've got a little bit of an injury issue right now, with Ziyech gone, Hudson-Odoi and Pulisic in and out. Man, how important is it going to be to make sure we have a full squad ready before that match? If we have any of our key players gone, do you think we are still a chance against these guys? Or, we've found it very difficult to open up Everton. They were very compact. They just stayed deep once they scored the goal. We clearly saw without Ziyech's creativity, there wasn't really much happening up front besides the 2 set pieces, one long-range shot from Reece James and another one from Mason Mount. How much do we need to ensure that, the rotation, all these matches that are coming up in recent times, that players are rested well?
Yeah, we need it. I mean, you said it yourself. You could see the struggles that we had against Everton, and what Atletico Madrid are probably Everton on steroids, aren't they? In that sense, it's going to be tough, man. So we need troublemakers. That's what we missed against Everton, is people that want to take on their man, beat a player one on one, and get something in. That's what we missed. We missed that cutting edge. So we 100% need these boys back and fit and raring to go. I'm even considering the fact that we might need to get another winger in January. If their hamstrings are made of cheese strings, then we need it. We need wingers, man. Honestly, we can't. I mean, look, with Pulisic, for example, we're starting to get to the point where we don't just raise question marks, but we think actually this is affecting the team quite a bit. Ziyech has had 2 hamstring injuries since he's been here, and that's a short time. That's not great. Hudson-Odoi as well has got a checkered past of injuries. Maybe we should have got Ben Rama in the summer. We'll be a bit better. So we really need these boys back in. We're a bit unfortunate that it's all of our wingers at one go. That doesn't usually happen. But, we must have our full team ready and raring to go. I mean, Mark said that Atleti don't have the biggest of squads. That's true, but I know every single one of those players could probably come in and do a job for them the way that Simeone wants them to do a job.
Yeah. Now, Jay,
and with us, you could say that.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, mate. I was going to say, just with us, you could probably say that. Whilst the Remontada Rapids, as I call them, our B team, did a job against Sevilla, I wouldn't say that we could probably rely on those boys as much as maybe Atletico and the rest of their squad coming in and doing a job. I think, we would be lacking in that sense if we had to rely on our B team, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely. Jay, man, it's a good point that Jam raises in regards to, do we need to say, for instance, we have everyone fit. We've got the full squad. Do you still go out there in January and strengthen this team a little bit, or are you content with what we have for this season?
I'd probably get another winger. I'm still not very convinced on Hudson-Odoi. Although that's not a popular opinion. I don't think he's as good as anyone says he is, because he hasn't really done much for the men's team, if we're honest. Pulisic is outstanding, but he is unreliable. Ziyech is outstanding, but seemingly unreliable. So maybe it might be worth having an extra pair of legs in that. I don't know who you get, because realistically, that person you bring in isn't going to be a starter. I don't think. So they have to be good enough to compete at a top level, but not willing to start. And I don't really think there are that many of those about. But yeah, maybe pick up an extra winger if we need it. But if Kai Havertz steps up a bit, that might make things a bit easier, because he can play out there if needed. It's not preferable, but I don't see why he couldn't play more like Ziyech does and be less of sort of a down the wings, cut in, more create from wide. I think that would make sense. But if you remember, Miz, months ago when we had manhandled on, I told him that Kai Havertz wasn't the right fit at the time. If he finds a way to fit in, I think that'd be great. But currently, it's not looking too great for him. But I think he'll come through. So I think we have enough talent. It's just, I don't know. I'm thinking about it now. I'm not really that bothered. It's Atletico Madrid, to be fair.
Yeah, fair enough.
If we win, that does more for our mentality than if we beat any other team that's there. But you have to play the best teams in this competition. That's why we're there, and they would not have wanted to draw us either. No way.
Yeah, that's a good point.
No way. Would you want to play against us?
No way. Yeah.
No chance. There's no point, because we're just as strong. We have better attackers, in my opinion. João Felix is outstanding, but Werner is more of a developed attacker. I think Pulisic is probably slightly more developed in his game. So I think it's going to be a perfect battle, to be fair. So it is what it is.
No, absolutely agree, man. That's a very good point that you raised. That similarly, Atletico Madrid wouldn't have enjoyed drawing us. We need to think about it that way. I think that just tells you that both of these teams are very strong, and by far this is the strongest tie, and we'll touch on that now. obviously we've covered a lot about Atletico Madrid and Chelsea, and we can talk about that for days and days. But let's talk a little bit about all the other ones as well. Just a quick sort of wrap up on them. Mark, first of all, Borussia Mochengladbach versus Manchester City. Is there just the one winner here, man, or does Borussia Mönchengladbach have some sort of slim chancey?
Well, I think you never know in European nights. Like, there's always surprises, but I think City have got a quite easy draw, to be honest. And I think City are going to pass, maybe in the first leg already. So
nice. That's what I'm sort of thinking as well. City's probably going to just rip them apart. Jay, this one's going to be quite straightforward. Lazio versus Bayern Munich. Thoughts?
What do you want me to say? Bayern are going to win it again, the whole thing. So it doesn't really matter. I think, I can't see anyone else winning this but Bayern. Even like the whole competition, I don't see anyone beating Bayern Munich. No way. Maybe Liverpool, maybe City. They're the sort of three that I think will do it.
Do you think Lazio could do some sort of an Italian job by any chance?
No, I don't. Bayern are not a romantic team in that way. They don't care about people's emotions. They don't feel the fans, and so they just go there and they're like machines. They just go there. They just demolish and leave. Like they're that good, and fair play to them. But yeah, they're probably quite chuffed with Lazio.
Absolutely, Jam, my man. How much do you want Leipzig to beat Liverpool? How awesome would this be? I know all of us are going to watch this night.
Yes, good for them. I mean, Liverpool are in trouble, man. Their away record this season hasn't been great either. I mean, they've just drawn at Fulham and then they draw Leipzig. Ouch. Well, Leipzig, they're a chaotic team, as Man United found out. I mean, I call them Energy Drink FC, man. They will be all over Liverpool, and that's how they play. It's attack, and Liverpool are going to get some goals. Don't get it wrong. It's going to be a high scoring tie. But I literally can't wait to watch that. I really sincerely hope they're playing at a different time to Chelsea, so I get to watch it. I mean, I think Leipzig have got a chance. I really do. I think that's 50-50. I'm not even joking. Liverpool, great team, don't get me wrong, but with all these injuries.
Mo Salah, Mane, Firmino up against the up-and-coming Upamecano. How do you feel about that, man? I mean, it'll be a good showcase to see exactly how Upamecano, sort of handles that. And Jai, you might know this. I want to just quickly ask you this. They've got this midfielder, can't remember his name, in Leipzig, sort of like their defensive midfielder who's really good as well. And Cuckoo, that's it. That's the guy. Yeah. He's pretty good as well, right?
Yeah, he's a beast. Like the thing is, RB Leipzig, like everyone has sort of issues with them for sort of being Red Bull club, but the way that Red Bull have run their whole footballing project is insanely intelligent, and so they've set up academies in places in the world that have typically given less value to footballers. So they've got academies in Mali and other African countries where perhaps they don't get the look-in they deserve. So they've done really well. I think Leipzig are a good side. The thing is, though, obviously I live in Liverpool. Liverpool are the team when it's a European night that step up every time. It's like every club has a DNA. How much you joke about Spurs bottling things, which, they have historically done. In the Champions League, Liverpool, it's like they gain an extra. They gain an extra man.
They rise an extra level.
And Leipzig are an incredible team. They got to semi-finals, but they don't have the pedigree that Liverpool have. And that mentality, you can't just it doesn't just come out of nowhere. We all know Liverpool is the European champion club. And as much as we don't like to admit it, that's what they are. And so Liverpool don't care who they get in the Champions League. Liverpool are one of the three favourites, I think, for the competition. By February, I think they'll have most of their squad back. So a full-strength Liverpool squad in the Champions League, who beats them? Maybe Bayern Munich.
Very few. Yeah. That's it. Absolutely, man. Mark, Porto versus Juventus. Cristiano Ronaldo back into his native country. there's, I don't know, could Porto perhaps do a bit of a surprise package on Juventus?
I don't discard it because, as I said before, I don't know why we wanted to. Some Chelsea fans wanted to draw with Porto because, if I'm honest, they've got a good team.
Jay wanted.
Sorry about that, Jay. But sorry
Slander him live.
No, not at all. Not at all. I love him. But the thing is that I've got a really close mate that he's Portuguese and he's a Porto fan. He actually works with me, and I get to see quite a lot of them. And the thing is that they've done really well in the group, and against City it was, right? And if they can put that type of performance against Juventus, I think it's a gamble, to be honest. I think it's game on. So
and Juventus are a kind of team, Mark. I feel like they can be like, do you know what I mean? Like, they're not always utterly strong the way we saw against Barcelona.
Exactly, that's the thing. They can have like an impressive game, or they can have a rubbish game, to be honest. So I wouldn't write Porto off just yet. So and this is for every draw. Football, as we are seeing it now, it can change a lot. The squads can change a lot from now to February. So I wouldn't say it's 100% Juventus win in this case. So
absolutely,
I'll keep an eye on that one as well.
Jam, Barcelona versus PSG. You've just described that Neymar's ankle was sort of dangling. I didn't get to see the tackle. Now that probably means he's gone for the season. Barcelona PSG, man. Kylian Mbappe, can he carry the team and get it past Barcelona?
Yeah, this is tough. I mean, a lot of people were saying on the timeline, let's get Messi, let's get Barcelona so that we can get revenge on them or whatever. And the one factor that I feared was a Messi thinking, this could be my last Champions League game for Barcelona. He could be on one. You can never disregard a player of his quality, no matter how the season started for him and the team. Trust me, when it gets to that point, that's 3 months away, 2 months away. You might be on form by then. I would say, because of the Neymar injury, that this game is quite level. If Neymar was there, I would say PSG are 100% favourites. But God knows, man. Barcelona's still a decent team, by the way. Just because they're on a bit of rocky form, it is form. They've still got some class players that might click in to gear at any moment. Mbappe is going to be massive, though. But to be completely honest, whilst he's a great talent, has he ever really stepped up in the big games where PSG have relied on him? I feel like he's flopped against Man United a few times. I feel like he's, just generally in the Champions League, he doesn't tend to have the best of games when they're reliant on him.
Done all right in the World Cup.
Just him.
Done very all right in the World Cup.
Yeah, and also when he was at Monaco as well. He done really well in the Champions League.
That's true. That's true. I mean, just for PSG, he hasn't really sort of stepped up when they need him in the Champions League. I'm pretty sure. So it'll be a big game for him to do that, I guess, and really assert himself as one of the best players in the world, I think. So if I was a betting man, I'd say Barcelona going through in that.
Man, I really like that whole sort of storyline that you were going through with Messi. Could be the last time for Barcelona. With Maradona passing away this year as well, he could feel that he needs to do something. And he could turn into a Super Saiyan, man. He could just turn into a Super Saiyan and just go berserk and just, annihilate the rest of the competition. Now, Jay, Sevilla versus Dortmund. I feel like Dortmund's stronger here. I know we've smashed Sevilla, but that was probably not their full-strength team either. I don't know. But how do you see this tie, man? What's your outlook on this?
I just think it's going to be a Dortmund win, to be fair. I think Haaland loves the Champions League. He's already got more goals than so many football legends in the Champions League. He's got more goals than games in the Champions League. And I just, I think personally he's going to, in the next 2-3 years, be the best player in the world, bar none. I think he's got that's clearly what's going to happen to him if he decides to leave Dortmund and he gets a move that's right for him. then that'll happen. So I think Dortmund will probably go through. They have just sacked their coach as well. And personally, I know who I would like to be the Dortmund coach. I would like Pochettino to be the Dortmund coach.
Oh no! I knew you were going to say that now.
Do you know how cool that would be? Like,
that would be
you think of a
amazing.
club that suits him better? No,
But you know what? I don't
maybe
think he's
PSG.
going there.
I think he'll go PSG. I think he'll go PSG at the end of the season. Yeah, I think Dortmund will win. Pochettino is going to go PSG because he was the PSG captain and he's a club legend there.
Yeah,
and they'll pay him loads, and he's going to win league titles easily. So that makes sense. But it really depends for Dortmund who they get as their manager. That's the biggest thing. Their talent is crazy, especially Sancho, Reina, and Haaland. I think Dortmund can actually win it because of those players, especially Haaland. He's frightening. Whereas Sevilla, I mean, I just don't really think they're that good.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think they're the big fish in a smaller pond when it's in the Europa League, but I don't think they can cut it in the Champions League. And I think Dortmund will outclass them over 2 legs.
No, absolutely. The one thing I like about Sevilla is, and I'm sure you guys will all agree, I love their Twitter admin. Really, really enjoy the tweets that come out of Sevilla. They're a funny bunch. It's not going to be funny when they get knocked out, though. So good luck to them. Last but not least, Mark, Atalanta versus Real Madrid. I think this is going to be a blockbuster. I know all the boys over here, we were sort of saying that Atalanta is probably one that we want to sort of stay away from as well after Atletico Madrid. Your thoughts on Real Madrid versus Atalanta?
That's going to be a tough one. You can never write Real Madrid off the Champions League because that's their competition. Like we were saying with Liverpool, no one has won more European Cups than Madrid. So you never know how they're going to turn up. And I think, they're not in the best of shapes right now, but things can change from now to February. So if Real Madrid are in shape, in form, and they haven't got much injuries, it's a clear win for Real Madrid. No disrespect to Atalanta. I think that they're a really tough and good team right now. But Real Madrid is Real Madrid, and they always turn up in European nights. So if I have to say a winner, I'll go for Madrid. But I think it's going to be a tough game. Not a lot of goals going on.
Brilliant. I want to end the show with something interesting here, and I want to go through each and every one of you guys. I'll go with Jam first. Jam, imagine it's the first leg of the second round, Atletico Madrid versus Chelsea. Every single players in our squad are fit. What's your starting lineup to take on Atletico Madrid?
Oh, damn.
That's a good question.
Can
I'll let the other two boys think about it. Yeah, no new inclusion, no nothing.
I'm joking. Okay, so in goal, surprise, Spider-Mendy, of course. Right back's got to be, Right back's got to be Reece James. 2 centre backs, obviously Thiago Silva and Kurt Zouma, with Ben Chilwell left back. Damn. All right, first leg. So we're away first. I'm more inclined to go Kante, Mount, and Kovacic. Now, the reason I want to do that, just based on current form, we're going to need that robust midfielder. I think Kovacic can offer more both ways than Havertz. I'm not saying Havertz is rubbish at defending. He's not. He gets stuck in. But I think Kovacic is a bit more aware. And we can have 2 workhorses in him and Mount, which will probably do us better. Then, because Atletico will sit back at times, I'm going to say Ziyech right wing. Pulisic left wing, and Timo Werner up front. I think we're going to need some pace. I think that's where you can hurt them, is in the transition. When they come forward, we can hit them with pace. Just give the ball to Ziyech. He just pings one over the top for Pulisic or Werner. In, boom, 1-0, done.
Nah, absolutely.
Yeah, that would be my starting team. Yeah.
Brilliant. Jay, Frank Lampard, McIntosh, your team for this particular tie. If everyone's fit, no transfers, this is what you got. Who's your team?
Kepa, Aspi, Rudiger. No, I'm joking. I think it'd be the same as Jams. To be fair,
Okay.
I think Kovacic is just needed in there because his ability to beat a few players that sit deep. I worry because Kovacic doesn't actually go too much in the final third, and he's going to need to sort of get over that to because he could be really useful there. That's what it is. It's the only debate would be whether you play Kovacic or Kai. And
can I throw another debate though?
Yeah, go on.
Would you perhaps play Olivier Giroud, Ziyech, and Timo Werner?
No. I think like I said earlier, it's about isolating their players one-on-one. Because if they move, which they will try to do, you're going to really struggle. But actually, their individual quality is not as good as ours. I think their centre backs are just as aerially dominant as Giroud, maybe a bit less, but they're very strong, whereas they are not very quick. Trippier is excellent going forward, but his numbers are inflated by set piece taking. And I think Pulisic does them in a one-on-one. And then I think it's Lodi that plays at left back. Ziyech is just Hakim Ziyech, and Timo Werner is going to blitz through people playing, on the last man. It's just how much space they're going to actually leave between the goalkeeper and their centre back so Werner can exploit it. I imagine it'll be quite tight because they're going to sit very deep. Yeah. So Werner's going to have to make it. I think he'll be offside an awful lot in that game. With Kai, it's tough because he's clearly going to be a very good player. It's just he's being played perhaps out of position, or he's just finding his feet. He said that he wants to be an 8, and a lot of Chelsea fans expecting goals and assists from him, which isn't going to happen all the time, especially if you're playing as an 8. So if he finds a bit of form, and he will be really useful, and I think his individual quality as well would be quite useful. I imagine he'll play one of the games and Kovacic might play the other. I'd play Kovacic away and Kai at home. I think that might be a smart move because we're going to really need to beat that block. We're going to really, and Ziyech is the key player for me. He's our low block unlocker.
Absolutely.
If we don't have him, we're going to struggle. I think Giroud, it would be interesting to occupy the centre back, so I can definitely see that. I think Tammy Abraham deserves a shout as well because it'd be great to see him have a goal in a big European competition. Got a few in the Champions League, and I think Tammy Abraham's been massively underrated this season. I still think he's the second choice. I don't think Giroud's second choice still. I think Tammy is.
Fair enough.
I don't think it's actually that difficult to put together a squad. It's our squad. The nice thing is our squad's quite consistent. We'll just swap a few players out.
Fair enough, man. Looks like Mark is having some technical issues. I'll end it with just one last question to both of you guys. Jose Jimenez has been linked heavily with us in recent times, and Mark actually had some intel saying that Chelsea's actually very serious about this because they think that Thiago Silva obviously is not a long-term solution. Yes, we've got the option to get him for another season, next season, and there has been some talks, but at the same time, Chelsea's sort of thinking, well, Thiago Silva's 36. We do need another CB. So Jose Jimenez is apparently a very, very top, prospect for us. How big of a match, I suppose, for him, showcasing his talent up against Chelsea. I mean, we're going to hope that he doesn't do well. But, Jam, what's your thoughts, man? If he lets in 5 goals, we win 5-0 in the 2 legs, do we still get him?
Yeah, then we definitely get him if that's the case. No, do you know what a nightmare scenario would be if we actually did the thing we did with Pulisic and we buy him in January, but with him joining at the end of the season, then he has a worldie against us. Can you imagine? It would be a nightmare, wouldn't it? But no, he's a quality player, and I think he is being linked with. I don't. Yes, he can showcase himself. But I don't think the outcome of how he plays in this game is going to affect whether we go for him or not. I think our mind's already made up in that case, I mean, he is a top quality player. And I mean, how much would he be? Does anyone know roughly what he would be?
Apparently, his release clause is 100 million.
That's never going to happen, though.
Yeah, I mean, is that true? I don't know. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be high because in Spain most players have release clauses that are really high because that's how they operate. That's like a part of their league. Sort of, it's like a part of the way they do things over there. But I reckon you get Jimenez for between 35 and 50. I don't think, I think Pogba's going to leave United and you're not going to get more than 50, 60 for Pogba. So why would you, why would you spend that money on Jimenez? He's a really good player, but this game is going to be won by one goal. It's not going to be like a free scoring match. There's absolutely no chance. Atletico don't do that. Yeah. Even in their free scoring match against Liverpool, it's 3-2. So it was by one goal. But Jimenez is a good player. He's very exciting. But the thing that people need to understand when you're looking at Atletico Madrid defenders, it's like when you look at RB Leipzig attackers. There is a system catered to those players specifically. Like Timo Werner had so many goals and assists because the whole system is catered to players exactly like him. And Simeone caters his team to defensive solidity. And the most important people in that defence are the centre-backs and the goalkeeper. It's worth mentioning as well that we do now have to play the world's best goalkeeper.
Oh, Black. Ooh.
Yeah. So who a lot of us wanted to sign. Yeah. So Jimenez will be very good. He's always been very good. Again, he does have a slightly checkered injury past. So that might be something worth considering. Weirdly, I don't think Chelsea are going to sign him. I think there are perhaps better or more financially viable players to go for. I mean, I would go for any of the RB Leipzig centre-backs over Jimenez right now. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting match, man. I think for Jimenez, if he wants the Chelsea move, and if Chelsea are really keen on him, then this is going to be a perfect night because he'll get the chance to really show what he's about.
It can't get any bigger than this. Just on that, Jay, there are some talks. I saw some reports today in regards to Mark Gee. Apparently, Chelsea's interested to bring him back because they've been monitoring his progress in Swansea and he's been doing really well. So, what you just said in regards to Jimenez, I don't know whether that whole release clause thing is that much or whatnot, but perhaps financially it might not be viable as well. And then Chelsea goes for someone like Mark.
Well, the thing is, Mark Gee, he's hands down the best centre back in the Championship. That's not even a question. You can just look at his stats and see that. I tweeted this the other day, and we also had an article go out on the SW6 site yesterday or the day before talking about this. If Chelsea are looking at top quality centre backs, I understand, but we also have, I don't know how to say his name, so forgive me if I butcher the pronunciation, but Mumba, or however you say the centre back. Mba, there you go. Yeah, so he's like obviously meant to be one of the best young centre backs. We've got Ampadu, who every time everyone watches him play is outstanding as a centre back. You've got Gurhi, who's the best centre back in the Championship, which isn't a joke league anymore like it was 5-10 years ago. It's actually an incredibly good league, and he's not in the strongest team in that league either. Yeah. So what I would do if I was Lampard is give Thiago Silva the extra year and I'd bump two of those players into the first team, sell Rudiger and Christensen. And you look how much Zuma has changed after 3 months with Thiago Silva. Imagine how it's going to be for those two young lads that come in to stand there and see what Thiago Silva does. It's going to be crazy. And it's just such a better idea to bring through someone, one of those guys at the back, because their value's only going to increase. They're both teenagers, as far as I think he's actually 20 or 21. So that to me would be a better idea because they're clearly very, very good players. And why would we spend 50 million on someone that doesn't really know what's going on at the club? Whereas we have multiple players that do. And I think if we were to sell Rudiger and Christensen, promote Ampadu and how do you say his name, Jam?
Mba.
Yeah. That would make much more sense than you can invest in other areas because, Barcelona, Real Madrid, PSG, Bayern Munich all tried to sign the guy whose name I can't pronounce. and he chose to come. He chose to come to Chelsea. So what are you doing? Put him in the team. Obviously, he's been injured, but when he's ready, give him a chance because he's 6'4" as well.
He's monster.
He's huge and he's rapid, and he's obviously anyone who grows up playing in the Barcelona academy is obviously excellent with the ball.
Yeah.
Gerhi has what Mbemba doesn't have in terms of first team match experience, but I think he'll be more in the mold that like Billy Gilmore, Hudson-Odoi, where their quality shines so much that they maybe don't go on loan and come straight into the team. So with Jimenez, the same with David Alaba, like I'm not really that bothered because I would like the young guys to be given their chance because I think that's fair.
Nah, absolutely, man, absolutely. Well, guys, that's a wrap. Looks like, there's a lot going on in this particular tie. Atletico Madrid versus Chelsea, Frank Lampard versus Diego Simeone. Jimenez story, he's gone around liking Chelsea tweets. But then we've got our sort of centre-backs as well. And João Felix, Ziyech. This is going to be a beautiful match, and I hope we come on top. But guys, thank you so much. Unfortunately, Mark, due to, I think his battery ran out, he just private chatted me. But Jam, thank you so much for joining. Jay, once again, thank you so much for all the input that you give to this particular channel. And to each and every one of you guys who's been tuning in and out throughout this whole stream and commenting, thank you heaps. Do smash that like button. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe and hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Follow my man Jam, Jay, Mark, all their information, social media stuff's in the description right now. So if you want to see where they are at, it's all there. And guys, until next time, see ya.